leafy garden, where the day had tucked itself into bed, lived a tiny gecko named Gecko. He rested on a big, waxy leaf, feeling the last bit of warmth from the sun fade away into the cool, evening air. The world was growing soft and still. High above, a silver sliver of moon began to peek out from behind a sleepy cloud. It spilled a gentle, milky light down, 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 painting the garden in shades of silver and soft gray. Everything shimmered with a quiet magic. A sweet, dreamy scent began to drift on the breeze, a perfume of nighttime blossoms and slumber. Gecko wiggled his tiny nose. It was the smell of something wonderful about to happen, the kind of secret the night keeps just for its smallest friends. He crept to the edge of his leaf and peered into the twilight. There, in the center of the garden, was a giant, spiraled bud, tightly closed, pointing up towards the sky like a pale green thumb. It seemed to hum with a gentle energy as the moon climbed higher, bathing the garden in its full, gentle glow. The giant bud began to stir. Slowly, so slowly you could barely see it move, one pearly white petal began to unfurl, then another, and another. It was a giant moonflower, opening only for the quiet night. Its petals were as white as fresh cream, and seemed to hold the moonlight within them, glowing with a soft, luminous light of their own. It was like a friendly star had landed right there in the garden. Gecko's heart felt a gentle flutter of wonder. He wanted to climb that beautiful flower all the way to the very top. He imagined he could sit on the highest petal and be closer to the big, smiling moon in the sky. So, with a deep, sleepy breath, he began his little adventure. He scurried down the stem of his leaf bed and set his tiny feet upon the garden path. The night air was cool and comforting on his skin. His special gecko toes padded silently over the smooth, cool stones of the path. Each stone was a silver island in a sea of dark, soft moss. He felt safe and quiet, a little shadow moving through a world of dreams. Soon, he stood at the base of the moonflower. Its stem was thick and strong, and covered in a fine, silvery fuzz that felt like the softest velvet. It was a perfect ladder made just for him. Slowly, slowly, Gecko began to climb. Up and up he went, his sticky feet holding him close and secure. He wasn't in a hurry. The journey was as soft and lovely as the destination. On his way up, he passed a single, perfect dewdrop clinging to a leaf. It trembled in the breeze, and inside it, a tiny piece of the moon was captured, sparkling and shimmering like a fallen diamond. He blinked at its beauty. A little higher, he saw a ladybug tucked into the curve of a leaf, her red shell like a tiny jewel. She was fast asleep, dreaming sweet ladybug dreams. Gecko tiptoed past, whispering a silent, sleepy hello so as not to wake her. The higher he climbed, the more the air filled with the moonflower's sweet, vanilla scent. The moonlight seemed to wrap around him like a soft blanket, and a feeling of deep peace washed over him. He paused to look down. The garden below had become a beautiful, blurry quilt of dark green shadows and silvery patches. Everything looked so peaceful from up here, so very ready for sleep. The only sound was the gentle, rhythmic chirping of the crickets. They were singing the night's lullaby, a soft and steady hum that made Gecko's eyelids feel heavy and warm. Chirp, chirp, go to sleep. And then, at last, he reached the top. He had arrived at the heart of the glowing flower. The giant, white petals opened around him like a safe, soft cup, inviting him to come and rest. Gecko crawled onto the widest, softest petal. It was smooth and cool, like a silk pillow, and it curved upwards just a little, holding him gently. He curled up, feeling cozy and content. From his moonflower perch, the real moon seemed so close he felt he could almost reach out and touch it. It hung in the deep, velvety sky like a friendly, silver lantern, watching over the sleeping world. It seemed to be smiling just for him. A soft night breeze whispered through the garden, and the giant flower began to sway. It rocked back and forth, ever so gently. Back and forth, like a perfect cradle, swinging softly in the moonlit air. Gecko yawned a big, sleepy yawn. He tucked his tiny nose under his tail, feeling the flower's soft glow all around him. He was warm, he was safe, and he was ready for sleep. Closing his eyes, little Gecko drifted off, carried away on a sea of sweet scents and wonderful, moon-dusted dreams.